Pod. Pod. Quad. Pod.
Hey everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports, where we bring you our thoughts on the latest games and news around the sports world, brought to you by the Sideline Sports Network. Tons of crazy news. NBA free agency is here, and man, I feel like in years past, it usually takes a little bit, like a couple days until you get some news, but man, everything happened pretty much all in one day. There's still stuff happening as we speak.
It's been
so we're gonna flying. So, I mean, we're going to cover all of that stuff. A lot of crazy stuff happened. And, of course, there's a lot of NFL news going on. There's some crazy injury news already in training camp for some teams.
Some not so surprising ones, but yes.
Yep. And, of course, there's some other training camp news for other teams as well. Maybe players getting cut as well. So we all cover all of that here on this episode. There's a lot of NBA news, so we're going to just kind of glance over all the NFL stuff we have first. That way we can talk about crazy free agency, because there's still signings that are happening. Stick around.
I know, right?
The first thing I have as far as NFL, I don't know if you saw this, the Giants cut Panthers first round pick Kelvin Benjamin, who turned into a tight end for this year.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of rumors around what happened. There was a false story going around that, like, it was from an official reporter at the time, but it came out as false, that he was like stealing food from the facility.
Oh my God. They would say that shit about Kelvin Benjamin.
And then like they were saying that like Joe Judge and them like confronted him and shit, and that's when he like stormed off. But apparently like they actually did confront him about something on the field, like after or like during practice, and he just left during practice and like they cut him. But like nobody really knows why. They're saying like there were some rumors about like he didn't meet like certain weight requirements and he like didn't pass like a certain, like, I wouldn't say the physical, but like what they expected of him. They didn't meet the criteria. So maybe that could be an option. But man, Kelvin Benjamin's out there looking for a job.
Probably won't be signed, man. Even I just don't see him, if he couldn't succeed even there, and make whatever stipulations they had as he was trying to make a comeback, I don't know. It's not a good look at all.
Yeah. And some other crazy news, we'll talk about this. We've been talking about him for the past couple weeks, months now. Old Aaron Rodgers showed up for training camp in all his glory, got a new like Range Rover, like golf cart,
shiny little golf cart,
Bakhtiari. He's driving around. But he had his first press conference, and man, he didn't pull any punches. He came out and just told it like it was. Like, I have some quotes here from him. Aaron Rodgers on if he'll be a Packer next season. He said, "I don't know. There's going to be a lot of tough decisions at the end of this year. I'm just going to focus on enjoying this year." So, hey, he's going to see what happens. Aaron Rodgers also said this wasn't a draft day thing. It started with a conversation in February. I just expressed my desire to be involved in conversations directly affecting the team and the pickups. So he wants to be more involved. We talked about that before.
Like a veteran QB of his stature should be,
Exactly.
Because it's what's happening nowadays. Why he's just like, why are we not doing this? I could help. Let me help.
Yeah. Rodgers says another frustration was he wasn't used in free agent recruiting. Feels it's needed in Green Bay, which isn't really a vacation destination. He tried to throw some money at me. Says it wasn't about more than that, though he didn't want to be a lame duck QB, he says. He said about them cutting the second best wide receiver in training camp last year, which was Jake Kumaro. He said, maybe run it by me and I can change your mind.
Right.
Just come on, man.
Like,
talk to him.
Just at least ask, at least run it by him, I just don't understand.
Yeah, he also confirmed that he did think about retirement during his time. He said he thought about retirement, enjoyed the offseason away, but as he got back into workouts, he realized he can still play, and he wants to play still. I mean, dude just won an MVP. Yeah. We know he can still play. And it just seems like he just keeps getting better.
How are you going to win an MVP and retire?
Right. But yeah, that's crazy that he was even out there just thinking about retiring, just like, I can just walk away.
I think it was more or less just the situation that had him thinking about retirement. He's just he was weighing all the options. Like, I might not even go back. That type of thing. You ever feel like you ever have a real bad job where you're on break one day and you're thinking like, I might not go back, but you gotta go. Like,
go back.
Something like
that's what he was like. Damn, I gotta go back. They asked him if he was open to finishing his career in Green Bay. He said, I'm definitely not closing the door on anything. I'm always optimistic in the ability to change. I never want anyone to give up on me. He later added that I wouldn't be here if I wasn't 100% all in. So it's like pretty much what you were saying. He's like, all right, I'm back. I know what I got to do. I'm under contract. Got to come back. I'm not going to retire. I know I just want MVP. Like, I got to play.
He's like, come on now. I'm not that crazy.
And sticking with the Packers, Devonta Adams had his press conference and says he's not going to he won't sign a deal that doesn't make him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Plain and simple. He said, I've earned the right to be paid the highest in the league. Says both sides have sadly not made any progress. If you play well, you're supposed to get compensated. And he says there's no way that he's playing like that he's signing a deal that he's not the highest paid. So, I mean,
simple as that.
Yeah. So the Packers know what they're going to have to do.
Exactly. They know the amount they have to pay. And he's got to do something. He's got to do great this year to back it up.
Yeah.
Or he's gone.
It's in the division. Jake Butt, tight end for the Chicago Bears. He signed there a month ago. He retired from the NFL. So he said he's out of there.
Why?
I don't know. There was no reason. It just said that he decided to retire.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I remember him in Michigan going up against Ohio State.
Yeah, he signed with Chicago a month ago, and now he's retiring.
Okay.
Do you have any NFL news, Vern? Because I do have some more. I just kind of wanted to see if you had anything else here.
I had that thing here about that hit on Kevin Kirkland, wide receiver, in the Panthers camp.
Yeah.
Ended up having the guy that hit him got cut because of it.
Like an hour later, dude.
Right. They ended up just,
I remember I followed that today because I remember like working, I would check Twitter or whatever, and I saw like the videos like, oh, late hit, like he got carted out like on a stretcher and whatever.
Right.
And then literally like an hour later, it was like whatever the dude's name was got cut. And I was like, holy hell, that was quick.
It's JT Ibe, I think is how you pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's out. I mean, it's players that might not have been making the team anyway type of thing there, but
he said it was like he was targeting him, it seemed. But like dude came out and said video, that he didn't mean any ill will, like it was a freak accident, he said, but like I don't know.
The video didn't look terrible, but it was so far away. You know, so it's hard to really tell.
Yeah.
But hey, I hope the dude Kevin Kirkland gets better.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right.
Kirkwood, I'm sorry.
Wood.
But yeah, and also in other news, Phillip Rivers said that he's not sure if he's done.
I saw that today too. Oh, interesting. Because like soon as I saw that, I immediately thought like he never really did like officially retire. He just kind of went and coached high school football. He just said like, I'm just gonna go down this career path a little bit.
Right.
So I mean, like, where would he go? I mean, there is a team that could possibly use him. Indianapolis Colts. We talked about this before. Carson Wentz. Well, now he is hurt. He is opted for surgery on his foot. Apparently, this stems back from an injury in high school, I guess. They said that there was like a bone that broke in high school that was lodged in place. And then like pretty much since then, it's just rattled loose. And now it's just like popped loose and it's just like a bone is sticking. I had to go in and remove it.
This motherfucker.
And he's got to be like the unluckiest dude ever, man. He has to be. The Colts, they did sign QB Brett Hundley. Since then, yeah, exactly, Brett Hundley. So I don't know. You can take that for what it's worth, but man, I feel bad for the dude. Like I wanted this dude to succeed. I mean, they said it's going to be like 5 to 12 weeks is the recovery time. Damn. So I mean, he could either be good to go by week 1 up to like week 7, who knows? So, I mean, I don't know. And that really looks bad for the play 70-75% of snaps that the Eagles need him to do to get that first rounder next year.
So what's it become if he doesn't?
It's a second rounder.
Okay.
It's like a high second rounder, I think, which isn't too bad. Which, like, I don't know, man.
Maybe they did this on purpose. Like, they opted for surgery on purpose so they can keep that pick. They're like, shit, if that's an option, let's just go ahead and do the surgery.
Yeah.
Make sure you're fully healthy.
That's what I think so. I think there was some shit inside where they're like, it's maybe a blessing in disguise.
They're like, shit, since it happened, we do have this option as well. You guys want to make sure we get that first round
pick. We're like,
back.
God damn it, he's not even with us anymore, and he's fucking us. Like,
he's still screwing you over.
Still screwing us over.
At least he's not your problem, but he's still your problem right now, at least. But, like, after the season, he won't be your problem.
It is. I mean, the only thing is, a second's not that bad either, especially for a QB that gets hurt, which, man, I got to give it to Howie. The deal looks better and better every day now because, like, I can only imagine if that shit would have happened in Eagles camp. Like, Carson Wentz hurt again for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts take the starting spot. Like, oh my God, I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it.
It would be wild if he was still in Philly.
And like, but that's what I'm saying. Making Howie look like a genius.
There's also news of Nick Foles potentially coming down and, in a trade or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, Nick Foles had a press conference saying that, like, he knows that he's being looked at certain areas and that, like, he wants to go into a system where he's familiar. He says he doesn't want to go to a team that, like, he doesn't know the staff, he doesn't know the system, because he's been there, he's done that, it sucks, he said. And he wants to go somewhere where somebody that he's played with, he's familiar with. So
it's only a matter of time until we hear on the news Nick Foles is traded to the Colts.
And I'm sure it will be cheap too, man. And I mean, one of his quotes was saying that he said that he thinks that he's playing better now than he played in the Super Bowl, which
Carson Wentz is going to be zero confidence going forward in the rest of his career.
He's going to have to get traded again. Like, bro, he's going to have to learn to deal with the media at some point, or like he's going to have to learn to like block something out, or else he's not going to have a career much longer in the NFL, man. I hate to say
it's wild that Nick Foles is going to end up following him, though.
Oh my God, dude. I feel
for the same reasons.
I feel bad for him. I really do. Like,
for the same reasons, though.
Charlie since 2017.
Man, it is what it is.
It is. That's what I said in the group chat. Hey, Jalen Hurts, my QB. He's out here throwing bombs to Zach Ertz today. I saw, like, come on, man.
Zach Ertz with a new haircut.
He looked like Slim Shady. He got like this. He got like looked like a helmet of hair just dyed blonde. He looks so weird, dude. Back to NFL news though. I did have something here. I don't know if you saw this. It's pretty cool. NFL informed clubs that the 14 international pathway players on rosters can wear their home country's flag on their helmets during the 2021 preseason. I guess it says. I didn't say regular season. It says preseason. So maybe it's working its way up, but it's something.
Give you a little bit here. Don't go too crazy.
You'll see flags from Mexico, Italy, Germany, etc. on helmets next month or this month coming up. So cool. That's pretty cool. I did notice you guys have Jacob Johnson, who's gonna have one on there because they have a list of like all the players that are gonna have the flags on here. Yeah.
What country is he represent?
Germany.
Germany? Okay. Yep.
And my boy Jordan Mailata, he's from Australia. He's the big ass rugby player.
Yeah.
And Matt Leo. So I thought that was pretty cool. Okay. Maybe I think they should definitely push that into like the regular season though. Like, why not?
Right. I mean, just it only makes sense, especially if you have the American flag on the other side of it, like opposite of it or something.
Yeah. Like, why not just have it like down on the bottom corner of your helmet or something on the back?
Right.
And other injury news, we talked about Carson Wentz getting hurt. This isn't nearly as serious, but Dak Prescott has been diagnosed with a shoulder muscle strain, and he's been like he hasn't been throwing at practice recently over the past couple days.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I mean, he's just kind of taking it easy. He's probably not going to play, I imagine, Thursday for the Hall of Fame game at all.
They play the Steelers.
Steelers, yeah, but the Steelers have announced that Mason Rudolph is going to be the QB for the game. So I mean, I would expect Dallas to win this game, regardless.
Man, I am so excited. Not you're saying like, oh, the Steelers have announced they're starting for Thursday. Like, oh my God. I know it's
Thursday.
just preseason, but
that's
excited.
What I say. Like, even though it's preseason, I'm gonna watch it.
2 days.
It's football.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be at my son's football practice watching it on my phone.
You have any other news for the NFL?
No, not NFL related there.
Okay. I do hear Theo Riddick decided he's going to call it a career. He's retiring.
Congratulations. He had a nice career, even though he spent a lot of it on the Lions.
Been bounced around since then.
Yeah, man. But hey, congratulations. He
He's
survived a lot longer than most running backs do.
Mm-hmm. 49ers signed, we talked about him before, my old boy Jordan Matthews as a tight end to the team.
All right. Well, I guess
talked about Jordan Matthews was bulking up to be a tight end like a couple weeks ago. He's officially signed with the 49ers. So, I mean, he returns to the 49ers. He was a wide receiver there at one point, and he's returning there as a tight end now.
Yeah. I mean, if it works, we'll see. You know, everybody wants to be a tight end now. So only one of them will come out. Is it going to be Tebow? Is it going to be – we saw one already got cut, Benjamin, you know.
Yeah. Urban Meyer, you know, fresh head coach in the NFL now. He tells Jaguars season ticket holders he doesn't want to see fans of opposing teams in the stadium. He says that shit's got to stop. That's a quote. He said that shit's got to stop.
Show up to the games. He's trying to get full stadiums. I mean, it makes sense. He's trying to get full stadiums. We'll see what happens, but that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Devontae Freeman and the Saints have reached an agreement, so now he's playing for the Saints. He's going to be backing up Alvin Kamara.
That's a nice signing.
Yep.
Probably for the cheap.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't say how much, but I'm sure it's really cheap. You know, he's been a free agent for a while now.
Right.
Xavier Howard says he would prefer to get a deal done in Miami. Even though he requested a trade, he would prefer to get a deal done in Miami if possible.
Okay. But we'll see what happens.
He's going to budge. That's the
thing. We'll see. They'll play the long game with this if they have to.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure, that's the last bit of NFL news I have here because you already went over the Nick Foles situation. Actually, I lied. I did have two little things here. Julio Jones landed awkwardly the other day in practice, went to the locker room. They don't expect it to be serious, but I mean, it's something to monitor. I haven't seen anything on it since, so I'm sure they're trying to keep it under wraps as well.
You don't want nothing like that lingering all season.
No. And Nick Chubb got a 3-year, $36.6 million extension. The Browns. Damn.
Okay. Yep. Good sign, man. That dude's going to be great for the next couple of years as long as he stays healthy.
Yep. Mike Zimmer says he's a little worried about the Vikings. They are the lowest percentage of vaccinated players on a team.
I would be a little worried about them too. I would be a little worried too.
He's worried about the leaders on the team who are unvaccinated. He said if some leaders miss games, we lose those games. That might affect the locker room a little bit. And as of right now, I think all their QBs are currently in COVID protocol for the Vikings.
All of them.
The last that I saw, 3 of them. Yeah, I think Kirk was part of that. So I mean,
oh man,
he's got something to worry about. Let me see here. I don't know if you saw the Colts offensive lineman. What's his name? He actually hurt his foot the exact same way Wentz did. In a way. And he's going to actually have the same surgery. That's going to take him out 5 to 12 weeks.
So they'll get him back around the same time they get Wentz back.
Exactly. Apparently his is from actually being a birth defect of having an extra bone in his foot. And Wentz, it popped out at a certain point. And it's crazy, dude. What's going on?
What the hell?
It's Quentin Nelson. All-pro guard Quentin Nelson for the Colts.
That's super weird.
And he was in a boot. So, I mean, oh, man, I don't know.
That's super weird. Like, did they just discover it or something like that? You know,
like no, like he actually was during practice, like it, like something he felt like a pop, and like
but I mean, like, did he not know that he had this
no,
defect?
no, they didn't know. It was like
That's
an extra bone in his foot. He didn't know about.
that's scary. What
It
don't
is
I
scary.
know about?
Yeah. Do I have an extra bone
You know what I mean?
somewhere? Like
Jesus.
that's gonna just pop out at some random point and just cause a lot of pain.
I'm like, I'm out 5 to 12 weeks.
Veteran Bronco linebacker Todd Davis decided to retire from the NFL. If that means anything to you, congratulations. You played in the NFL.
That's some good shit.
That's some good shit. Bad news for the Saints. Traquan Smith and Keith Washington left early with apparent injuries at a practice today. So they got like no receivers because what's his name? Blanking on it.
Michael Thomas?
Like, yeah, he's not playing either because he had to have surgery, which Sean Payton was pissed at, saying that like this should have been done way earlier in the offseason. Like this shouldn't have waited this long. So I mean, as of right now, the Saints have been working to see who's going to be their starting quarterback, but they don't really have any good wide receivers out there. They're starting wide receivers at least.
They might be a little bit of a mess and use the beginning of the season as the extended preseason, like a Patriot way. You know what I mean? So they might be a little bit of a mess to start the season there. But I feel like by the end they'll be a playoff team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that's the last bit of NFL news I have here. Okay. So hopefully, I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of NFL news coming up here as of next week. I mean, the Hall of Fame games happening. I don't know if any other preseason game. I don't know if any other preseason games are happening this weekend or anything.
I think Sunday.
Sunday? Okay. So I haven't seen anything other than the Hall of Fame game.
I think I'm not 100% on that.
But of course, we're gonna talk about that next week. So we're just gonna roll right into NBA free agency, man. There's so much happening, man.
Oh my God.
Hop right, and this is kind of the latest stuff that I've been seeing. Free agent guard George Hill is signing with the Bucks. He was released by the Sixers, so he's going straight to the Bucks.
That's a nice signing for them, and like another nice depth piece. You know,
nice depth piece. He didn't really play much for the Sixers, too much. Like from what I've seen, he was injured for a little bit because they got him in that trade.
Right.
Free agent Markeith Morris finalized a deal with the Heat.
Oh,
okay. The Heat, man, them Heat are building a roster.
I feel like there's a good amount of teams in the league that are like stacking up with players right now, and it's like super teams are being formed everywhere out of nowhere. Everywhere out of nowhere. It went from a league of duos to a ton of super teams. You know, not every team's created equal.
This is what we got to do to win a championship. Like, not even just grab I don't know, man. They're grabbing all these great players at a decent value.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild what's happening right now. But
not at a great value, at a high expensive value. Steph Curry agreed to a 4-year contract extension up to $215 million, man. And he becomes the first player in history to sign multiple $200 million deals.
Damn, man. I saw something about Melo has made something like 260 over his career, like from basketball contracts.
Yeah.
And this dude signed 215 for one deal.
Damn.
That shit's wild.
That is wild. I'm making sure to leave your team and my team out of this news mostly. That I'm trying to save that for the buy as well, because we got a lot to talk about for that.
Got a lot to talk about.
Free agent Patty Mills agreed to a 2-year, $12 million deal with the Nets. So, I mean, he's going, Brooklyn's over there trying to build up the roster as best they can.
That's a great signing for them as well. He's going to be playing great defense for him.
Yeah. Andre Drummond, your boy, he's a free agent. He's played with the Lakers last year. He signed with the 76ers.
This dude and Joel Embiid don't get along.
Not at all.
They don't. So, why would you do that?
That was Twitter's first initial reaction to that, is like, what's going to happen here? They're going to end up getting in a fight and like train in like the gym or whatever. Like, I don't know what
the Sixers, though,
thinking about.
Apparently Ben Simmons ain't going nowhere now.
Yeah, I mean, and that's mainly due to them wanting 4 first rounders for Ben
Yeah,
Simmons.
but still, I think they would have like accepted a lower offer if they really wanted to get rid of him.
If they really, I mean, they're fully comfortable sticking with him going forward.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's up to them. I guess they can. He posted a video today shooting jump shots. So I mean,
Good.
how many he took to get those jump shots filmed, I don't know. But that's what basically.
I don't care. Take 1,000. I want to see make 1,000 shots a day, not take 1,000. Make 1,000. If it takes 10,000
to make 1,000, hey, that's what happens. We talked about the Bucks a little bit. Another one they picked up, man. Rodney Hood agreed to a 1-year deal with the Bucks.
Another great signing, man. They have their own mini super team up there. You know, it's not like Giannis is a big piece of it, but still, all the players that they have surrounding him are great.
Yeah, and another player that we talked about going to another team, good team, Rudy Gay is leaving I think he's on the Spurs. He's going to the Utah Jazz now. So that adds another great depth piece to the Jazz. You know, because they've been just trying to get over that hump. The Jazz are kind of now what the Bucks were, it seems. Like they're getting a little farther, but like they end up getting eliminated each year. So I mean, who knows?
That was another great signing. That'll end up being huge for them in the playoffs, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's great.
They're forming a little mini super team there.
Yeah. Spencer Dinwiddie left the Nets. He's going to the Wizards.
Okay.
Signing with
they probably just threw some money at him. You know?
Yeah, he's going to be chilling with old Bradley Beal.
Yeah, because Beal's chilling for now.
We'll see. A free agent forward Otto Porter Jr. reached an agreement with the Golden State Warriors, so they get another shooter, man. He played well with the Bulls. I think he has some good defense.
I'm worried that the Warriors are going to be back to like almost full strength next year.
another like great team to compete in the West.
Just like out of nowhere almost, because they haven't really been a problem for about 2 years now.
Yep. And here's another team that can definitely, because I mean, they were giving you guys a little issues without Clay. You add Clay into that mix.
Exactly, bro.
What's gonna happen? And if he can play like top-notch defense like he used to, man. Oh, buddy.
It's gonna be so hard to win an NBA championship next year.
Yeah, for sure. Even if like you make it out of the East, like whoever you're facing in the West is gonna be like the toughest one.
Just went through some shit. You know?
Went through some shit. Like this is nothing compared to what they just went through. Blake Griffin is staying with Brooklyn on a 1-year deal. He's like, hey man, I'll stay, man. I'll dunk this ball. Give me the ball.
I'll keep dunking if you give me the ball.
I'll keep dunking if you want me to. Norman Powell, free agent, agreed to a 5-year, $90 million deal with the Trailblazers.
Damn, okay. So that's all they got, Dame, is Norman Powell?
That's all they got, Dame, so far.
He's out, man. He's out. He's Dame somewhere like doing that face. That face whenever he hit that game winner where he's just like,
yeah, this is the best you can do. Norman Powell. You just go and sign Norman Powell.
He's out.
Free agent PJ Tucker agreed to a deal with the Heat, another depth player for the Heat. Mm-hmm. The Heat, man, I feel like they last year just left a bad taste in their mouth, just getting knocked out immediately. They're like, all right, we were in the finals and we're going to go get knocked out first round.
Yeah.
Can't settle with that. We just going to go out and get
same with my Lakers, man. Same with my Lakers.
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay, nah, fuck that. We're not wasting LeBron's prime. We're gonna at least try. You know?
You can't. You guys are in a position to move some players. We'll talk about that though. Mm-hmm. Free agent swingman Reggie Bullock agreed to a 3-year, $30 million deal with the Mavericks. Mavericks out here making moves.
Trying to get some help for Luka, whatever they can. It's hard to get free agents to come to Dallas most of the time, you know.
Even with Luka, man. I feel like free agent Daniel Theis, who played with the Bulls here, he was part of the trade from the Magic. Agreed to a 4-year deal with the Rockets. It's $36 million. JaVale McGee.
See what they end up doing.
JaVale McGee was rumored for a lot of teams. He was linked to the Bulls. I know he was linked to some other teams. He actually ended up in an agreement, a 1-year deal with the Suns.
Oh, shit. Nice. I was wondering where he was going to end up. I would have liked to have JaVale McGee back. Damn.
So,
a 1-year deal, you said?
1-year deal. So it seems like the Suns are trying to kind of see what didn't work for them here in the finals, and they're trying to add another big man to the mix.
Nice. That's a real good signing.
Real good signing. I'm a little sad about this one. Derrick Rose, man. I was hoping he was going to come back to them Bulls, but he stayed with old loyal ass Tom Thibodeau. You know, as long as Tom Thibodeau's in the league, Derrick Rose has a job. And he signed a 3-year, $43 million deal with the Knicks, man. He's getting some money.
Damn.
Rose, though, man. He's been playing his ass off. He's getting some money for it. And I mean, the Knicks have been successful, too. So, I mean, hopefully they can stay successful.
I think they'll keep adding pieces and doing what they need to do, and they'll be a playoff team next year as well.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of the Knicks, Nerlens Noel is returning to the Knicks as well on a 3-year, $32 million deal. So it seems like they're just trying to make sure everybody's coming back for another run. I haven't really seen any crazy additions. I did see that they're one of the most interested teams in Dame, though. So maybe they're hoping that Dame will be available.
They're probably trying to do something to position themselves to be able to get him if he's out there.
Possible. Exactly.
Right.
Also keeping the core pieces.
Right.
It said Taj Gibson also signed another deal to stay with the Knicks as well. Bobby Portis, who is a free agent, who knows what he was going to do, he decided to sign a 2-year deal with the Bucks. He's staying.
Yep.
He's not going anywhere.
I'm staying.
It's a 2-year, $9 million deal, dude. Like, this dude could have went anywhere and got the bag. And he's like, nah, 2-year, $9 million. I got this. We gonna go get another chip.
That is crazy.
This dude could have went and got paid somewhere for what he was doing.
He's gonna end up still like a vital piece.
He knows
a vital piece on that team, man.
Absolutely, he knows it. And it's, man, if you have the opportunity to go get another one, why not?
Right.
Another dude that did get the bag. We talked about Steph Curry. Well, Trae Young and the Hawks are finalizing a 5-year, $170 million extension, which could be pushed up to $201 million with a supermax trigger.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, and he's so young still.
Yeah.
They were trying to make sure he don't go nowhere. Trae Young was like, I'm thinking about maybe potentially like, here, we'll give you $200 million. Just take it. Please stay.
Please. Jeff Green has agreed to a 2-year, $10 million deal with the Nuggets. Nuggets trying to stack up with some players.
Another team.
Now listen,
already
I hate
year.
I hate
Aaron
super
Gordon,
teams.
you know what I mean?
Condone super teams, but since it seems now more than ever, especially this free agency, like just exactly what you're saying. It seems all the teams in the league are like, this is what we gotta do now. We just gonna, like, any free agent we could possibly get, we go get them and just stack with crazy ass talent and just try to make a run for it. And
just trying to fill in pieces and around it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do, man. You got to outpack, because there's no way you're just. I don't know if you can successfully build a championship team through the draft now, man. I feel like it's going to be hard.
It just takes time.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time, but I mean, it depends on what situation you're in. If, like, say if you're in the Magic, you can only help through the draft right now at this point.
And if you're some team that has like a ton of first rounders over 5 years, like the Rockets do, you know what I mean? Like, maybe eventually you can build some real talent there.
Yeah. Maybe lure someone in, trade for a like high caliber superstar, and hopefully to lure some other talent in, you know?
Yeah.
Now the deal, one of the biggest deals of the free agency as soon as it hit, man. Old Kyle Lowry finally decided to leave Toronto. He said, peace, Drake. It's been nice. We won some.
Sorry, Drake.
But I'm going to go sign a 3-year, $90 million deal with the Miami Heat. Joining Jimmy Butler.
Changing the weather up like Tom Brady.
Exactly. He's like, hey, man, I just want to go chill on the beach. I just want to go chill on the beach with Jimmy. and get some buckets, get some dubs. Because I mean, we'll talk about the Bulls situation, which I'm very happy about. But seeing like the Heat stacking, Bucks stacking even more, and some of these other teams in the East makes me a little nervous. Like
the Nets being who they are.
The Sixers. The
Sixers.
I don't even know what's going on with the Sixers. They haven't made like any moves, really.
But if they're as good as they were last year.
Yeah, exactly. Sixers Twitter is pissed right now because they're losing people and they're not gaining any people right now. Because it looks like Danny Green's going to leave. I'm going to get to whoever. There's another rumored trade piece that's out here I'm going to get to here soon. But man, the Miami Heat, it's looking like they might make another run for it. I could see them definitely like squeaking their way into a final somehow.
I feel like the team that they assembled is slightly better than the team they went to the finals with.
Definitely, for sure.
You know?
And if Tyler Hero can actually play ball, get himself like focused on ball.
Right. Stop chilling with these rappers.
Yeah. Focus on ball and start playing because Jimmy Butler gonna whoop your ass. Like he gonna be like MJ smacking Steve Kerr or something. Yeah, he's gonna be whooping some ass in the trade facility. But man, I could definitely see him squeaking through. The Heat, another move that they made, Duncan Robinson agreed to a 5-year contract to stay with the Heat. 90 million for 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's staying there. So I mean, the Heat, man, that's just another team in the East that's just trying to make it to the finals, and I definitely think they can.
I think they could be top 4 in the East next year.
For sure. Absolutely. Speaking of a team that was in the finals, the Suns, Chris Paul was a free agent. He decided he's going to stay with Phoenix on a 4-year deal up to $120 million. Pretty much what we were talking about that he was looking for a couple weeks ago.
Which is a crazy amount for the age,
Yeah,
but I mean,
4-year deal.
Still Chris Paul. He was just in the finals, so you got to throw a deal at him like that. It makes sense.
Exactly. And I mean, with the Heat, Butler as well just signed a 4-year max extension of $184 million.
Yeah.
I mean, Butler is definitely younger than Chris Paul, and he's got some future left. But man, the Heat are locking down their players now, and they're looking to just have a dominant team for years now.
They're gonna try to compete, try to get that chip. You like you're saying, it's kind of like what you have to do now.
Yeah,
you have to build
do it, man.
A super squad.
And the thing is, you have to have you have to find a way to build it, or like a team, because no one wants to go to like the Magic. No one wants to go. You have to have a team, like a high market team that people want to go to.
Right.
Like it's hard. I know people would love to play with Dame, but nobody wants to go to Portland.
Or already have the foundation of like a Utah or a Denver,
Yeah, exactly. It's easier when you already have a team that are like, okay, they're only missing one piece that I can just add to, maybe get to a chip, where it's like, oh, if I go where they add another piece or two that maybe we can compete, who knows? That's
right. Right.
It's tricky, man. I imagine free agency would be tricky as a player. I'd be like, where am I going to go? Could I win?
You got to think about where you're moving
all
and
the
everything.
Factors. Yeah, everything. TJ McConnell agreed to a 4-year, $35 million deal with Indiana. He's going to be a Pacer. Kelly Olynyk has agreed to a 3-year, $37 million deal with the Detroit Pistons. Detroit out here just throwing cash at players.
They're like, come on, just sign it, please.
Come on.
Please. For what? I don't know. Just
Kelly Olynyk, man, like that's a big deal.
That is. That's a lot of money.
This one is kind of the same way. Doug McDermott signed a 3-year deal, $42 million with the San Antonio Spurs.
Pop, what the hell?
What are you doing? Doug McDermott.
That's a lot of fucking money, man. Damn.
And that was like 40-something. Mike Conley just agreed to a 3-year extension with the Jazz for 68.
Damn.
So why is Doug McDermott making 48 when Mike Conley's making 68? Like that's like that fact they're even that close is crazy.
That's ridiculous though. But that's a 3-year extension. So
yeah,
okay,
68 mil extension. So I mean that's still a lot of money though.
Right.
we talked about the Mavs a little bit. Tim Hardaway Jr. has agreed to a 4-year, $72 million deal to return to the Mavs. He said, "I'm not going. I'm not leaving."
They're like, all right, I guess. Here.
Okay.
Will they give him 72 mil?
Yeah. Yep. Jared Allen, the Cavaliers have signed him to a 5-year, $100 million deal.
Damn.
Yeah, they keep Jared Allen. They say
the Cavs?
Yeah, the Cavaliers.
They
locked their boy down.
Wonder what they're thinking over there. They thinking LeBron's gonna come back eventually?
I mean, I feel like Jared Allen's like their only good player on the team now. They're like, we can't afford to lose this guy. He's a baller.
They're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do?
5 years, $100 million. Okay, fine, whatever you want, man.
We're not gonna spend on anything else.
Yeah, no what's come unless LeBron wants to come back. We spend
right.
the cash.
That's what exactly.
Boston's been rumored to maybe bring Isaiah Thomas back into the action. Isaiah Thomas out here scoring like 65 points in like these little minor league games that he's out here playing in. I saw.
Right. Just hooping on people.
Just hooping. So I mean, who knows? They're possibly looking at bringing IT back.
That'd be cool. It'd be nice to see him back in the league.
Yeah. Another thing with the Celtics, Brad Stevens has grown frustrated with Marcus Smart's unpredictable play. Two people familiar with Stevens thinking to tell SI it's more likely Stevens will look to trade Smart before the start of the season.
Damn. So as soon as he becomes an executive, he's like, all right, now
I'm getting this fucker out of here.
He's like, now that I'm not in the locker room with this motherfucker all the time because he's crazy.
He's crazy.
Marcus Smart start throwing punches at him or something, you know.
He's not a bad player, man. He's not. So I mean, I think they can definitely get some compensation for him.
He definitely is inconsistent, though. He definitely is inconsistent.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. This is I'll save that. That's a crazy sports stat. I had something saved. That's not normally with the crazy sports stat. I saw that today. I was like, damn.
All right.
This is a rumor. It hasn't been officially announced, but I mean, it was posted by Bleacher Report. The Mavericks are going to offer Luka Doncic a 5-year, $202 million contract extension after he comes back from the Olympics.
See if he signs it.
He's going to
be like, no.
Nope.
How many more years
and
is
then
he
everybody's like, Luka Doncic sweepstakes. Like everybody, every team.
That's the next sweepstakes right there. If he becomes a free agent, every team in the league will try to sign him. Every single team.
Yeah, it's a bidding war at that point.
That would be wild. I hope he does it just to do it, even if he comes back to the Mavs.
Oh my god. Oh, that would be crazy if he did that.
Scare the shit out of Mark Cuban.
Yeah, he's gonna lock him down for like a 10-year deal at that point. He's like, you know what you put me through. You're signing a 10-year deal. You ain't leaving. You stick it here. Apparently, the New York Knicks are pushing hard to get to trade for Miles Turner from the Pacers.
Okay.
So they want to add another decent piece.
They're trying, man. They definitely want to be able to compete next year. I know they're not going to be able to assemble the same type of team as a Brooklyn or a Miami, but they're at least going to try to compete.
I kind of hinted about this a little earlier about the Sixers. Philadelphia is reportedly shopping Tobias Harris right now, trying to get another piece. So I mean, Tobias Harris, he was a decent piece for him. He definitely played well. So I mean, what are they really looking for at this point? Like, who do they think is going to be that's out there still is going to be able to come in and be better than him?
I mean, they're just maybe trying to change some things up, see what they can do to get closer to where they need to be there in that championship.
Maybe. Memphis Grizzlies declined Justice Winslow's $13 million team option, and he's going to be a free agent here.
Okay.
And let me see here. The Heat declined $15 million team option for Andre Iguodala, which makes him a free agent, and the Warriors are already interested in bringing him back to the team.
Damn it. I was hoping we could scoop him or something, but hey, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
they're just going to go back to what they were doing.
Yeah, apparently Iggy might be on his way back to the Warriors. So, I mean, that makes perfect sense.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Fuck it. I shouldn't probably never left in the first place.
I'm back. Fuck it, I'm back.
Kawhi Leonard declined his $36 million player option for next season and becomes a free agent. Now, the expectation that he's going to negotiate a new deal with the Clippers, but apparently rumors is that he's going to actually like listen to what's out there first.
Yeah.
Going to go out there and see what teams are offering, what maybe see what's going on, maybe lure him into there.
It's just not as crazy as the year before whenever he was because he's injured right now, you know.
Yeah.
So apparently he's going to miss this entire next season.
I didn't see that.
I mean, like with the injury, they said like he's gonna be out for some time here.
Damn, I didn't see that. That's crazy, man. That's even crazier. So yeah, I definitely kind of expect him to go back to the Clippers then at that point. You know, right. Just sign that new deal with them, stick with the Clippers. Milwaukee Bucks and the Pacers are apparently two teams that are interested in bringing Lou Williams in free agency.
Okay. Lou Williams with Milwaukee would be nice.
Bro, if he goes to Milwaukee, that's just another great depth piece that he plays great defense too.
That would be so nice. I hope he ends up going to Milwaukee.
Yeah. So, I mean, man, if he goes to Milwaukee, they're just going to be stacked. I can expect them to see them in the finals again next year.
Mm-hmm.
The Rockets didn't pick up Avery Bradley's $5.9 million team option for next season, and he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. Let me see here. And Kings are acquiring Tristan Thompson and trading DeLon Wright to Atlanta as part of a 3-way deal.
I saw Tristan Thompson was on the move. Maybe it's good for him.
Yeah, probably. Let me see here. And, I mean, it seemed Bradley Beal has no desire to leave the Wizards. That was Bleacher Report posted that, so I don't know. Things change. I mean, who knows? Maybe practices a little bit with what we're going to talk about in your bias bubble with some team members you got. Maybe that'll work out.
See what's going on. He's like, you know what? I'm the best player here now, hands down. Like, I'll run the ship, you know.
The Cavaliers acquired Minnesota Timberwolves Ricky Rubio, a 2022 second-round pick, and cash for Taurean Prince. Ricky Rubio just went out there and balled out in the Olympic game. So, I mean, that probably makes the Cavs a little bit confident in getting him. Pair up with
seeing him, like, negotiate a deal while he's playing in the Olympics.
Yeah. Now, that's pretty much it that I've seen so far. Like, as far as deals, there are other rumors that are going on, and there's a lot of stuff that we didn't talk about. Big news that's saved for our bias bubble. Now, did you have anything else, Vern, as far as, like, the NBA?
As far as free agency, no. Just my own personal stuff here.
Okay. The last two things I have here, the Atlanta Hawks are listing the trade offers for Cam Reddish. And the Brooklyn Nets assistant Mike D'Antoni is stepping away from full-time coaching role. He's expected to pursue a head coaching job again in the future, but as of right now, it seems like he's taking a break from the NBA. It's too much.
He's like, you know what? I'm chilling for a second. If maybe in a couple of seasons somebody needs me, they'll give me a call.
But that's all I have as far as, you know, other NBA news. Now there is a couple things. There is one thing here that I wanted to talk about other than just miscellaneous news, and it's some BS. I'll tell you. The NCAA decided not to reverse the penalties for Reggie Bush, and he's not going to get the Heisman back.
I don't understand why at this point, especially with them allowing players to accept money nowadays. Like, they're still not going to reverse that shit.
Right. It's ridiculous, dude. Just give him the Heisman. Let him have it.
I would give Reggie Bush his Heisman back. Yeah, me too.
Why not?
How are you going to take the trophy?
Right. Man, earn that shit. He was the best.
He still won it.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Right.
We talked about it past couple weeks. Texas Longhorns and Oklahoma Sooners have officially accepted invitations to join the Southeastern Conference beginning in 2025, like you said about last week. But now it's official.
So the Big 12 will dissolve.
Yeah.
That's going to end up happening. All these teams are going to scatter. Some teams are going to join the Big 10. Some teams join the Pac-12 or something. Like, it's just going to dissolve into nothingness. So we'll see what happens.
Now, this is the part that we've been looking for. forward to for the whole podcast, Vern, the bias bubble. A lot of stuff have happened, and I mean, free agency has been very kind to your Lakers, and surprisingly very kind to my Bulls this year. And
yes.
So I'm gonna let you go ahead. I have a lot of your stuff as well as my stuff in here, just in case I got anything that you missed. But I'll let you go. You can go ahead and say the news. Spread the word.
We ended up making a crazy trade. For Russell Westbrook. Okay. Got rid of Kuz. Got rid of who else was involved in that trade? I didn't have it written down here. Got rid of Caldwell Pope. First rounder, the 22nd pick overall that we had, and what else?
Yeah, it was Russell Westbrook, 2024 second round pick, 2028 second round pick to LA for Kuzma, Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and the 2020 and the number 22 pick in the draft that happened the other night.
So now have Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Okay. All three of them players combined are over the salary cap. So no money left to spend, right? Somehow the Lakers think again because the Lakers go ahead and sign Kendrick Nunn to a 2-year deal. We signed Malik Monk from Charlotte.
Yeah.
They signed Dwight Howard, signed Trevor Ariza, signed Wayne Ellington, signed Kent Bazemore, and we still got Marc Gasol here as well. And then, then they went out and signed Carmelo Anthony as well. So we still have seven roster spots left. I don't know what former All-Stars they're going to get to fill these other roster spots.
Trevor Ariza already?
Trevor Ariza as well, yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know how you guys are doing it.
I don't know either. I know they're going to pay a lot.
A lot of the classic team Lakers that you'd see in like 2K. You bring a lot of players that used to play on the Lakers.
This looks like a dream team from 2013. You know what I mean?
LeBron literally just handed him a list of names of people he wants to play with. They were like, okay.
All right. Here you go. Chris Paul was on that list as well, but we couldn't afford him.
Yeah, you guys weren't going to give him a 4-year, $120 million deal. Come on now.
No. But that shit's crazy. I think this team is stacked now. It is like a lot of like mediocre type players, especially because they're older now. But I think this team,
it's good depth.
It's great depth. And plus, like I said, we still got plenty of roster spots, so it's gonna fill out. We got rookies, we got people that are gonna shine in summer league or something, something like that. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks great so far. I'm loving the signings that they've had so far.
That's awesome,
but
man.
As far as the Patriots, Cam's been looking good. Okay,
I have been seeing some vids of Cam out there.
Cam with pads on. They put pads on for the first time. Yep. Cam is tearing it up. Looks like MVP style Cam Newton. And I'm like, hell yes. That's excellent news. In other news, Mac Jones is not doing so hot. Okay.
I also heard that as well.
He was 1 of 6 with an interception. And I'm like, oh my God. It's just training camp. But that's solid. He had a bad day. Bad day. Shake it off, young man. Come back to work tomorrow. Matthew Judon and Juwan Bentley have been great so far. They've been showing great strides as far as being big pieces on that defense there. Mm-hmm. And then our rookie, that first rounder, Christian Barmore, the defensive tackle that we were talking about there.
Yeah.
Apparently he's been unblockable in 1v1s, unblockable. But he did leave practice with a foot injury, so it's nothing crazy, but we'll see what happens there. I'm super excited about that player as well.
Yeah.
Nelson Aguilar and, surprisingly enough, N'Keal Harry have been doing great as well.
I've been hearing great things about Nelson Aguilar within the Patriots camp. Apparently, he's been catching crazy passes out there.
Yes. So that excites me that seems to be at his Raiders level. He's up there right now. He's going to be playing with great confidence.
He's fine now, man. He just needed to get away from the Philly media and everything.
Right.
The fans.
And I did also see this crazy rumor of not something that's going to happen, but something that if it were to happen, this is what we could offer for it. You know what I mean? A trade for Devonta Adams. Okay. We would end up giving N'Keal Harry, Jarrett Stidham, the 2020 first round pick, and a 2022 third round pick for Devonta Adams. So I was like, I guess that it was just some bullshit rumor that I saw. They're
Oh
like, this is what we
no.
could offer him. Well, I'm just saying, but Belichick's crazy. You know he's crazy.
He is crazy. I don't know if the Packers would want. They definitely want the picks. I don't know if they want those players.
Yeah, but if he's gonna leave in free agency,
true, they would take whatever they can get, I guess.
you know what I'm saying?
True,
But
true.
that's all I had for my Patriots as well there.
Oh, okay. Man, let's talk about the Bulls. Man, I have never been. It's been 10 years since I've been excited for this Bulls team. So damn excited, man. It's been 1 year under this new regime, and look how much shit has changed. I am so excited, dude. Like, this is what happened when you have a competent front office that wants to compete, that wants to compete and wants to win. We went out and got DeMar DeRozan. Just get him away from the Spurs. We did give up a decent amount. The Bulls acquired in a sign and trade for DeMar DeRozan. It was for Thaddeus Young, which sucks. I wish we would have kept Thaddeus Young, but apparently that was a stipulation. Like, they really wanted that. A future first rounder and 2 second-round picks for him. So, I mean, we gave up a decent amount, but we signed him to a 3-year, $85 million deal.
Damn.
Yeah. So he's
but
here
still,
sticking around.
It's going to be a piece to build around with Levine out there.
And exactly. And another dope depth piece. Old basketball god Alex Caruso out here.
Yeah, I'm kind of mad that you got Alex Caruso.
I figured you would be. I didn't hear a damn thing about Alex Caruso in free agency at all until I saw this signing. That was out of left field. That I saw his 3-point stats. I saw his defense stats, and I was like, that's a great depth signing that brings shooting and great defense to the team. I love it. We signed him to a 4-year, $37 million deal, which is like $9 million a year. It's not too bad. Not too bad for Alex Caruso. I was happy with that. And another big piece, we got Lonzo. Mission accomplished. We talked about this past couple weeks as well. Lonzo Ball is officially a Bull. We traded Thomas Satoransky and Garrett Temple in a second round to New Orleans for Lonzo. We traded less for Lonzo than we did for DeMar DeRozan.
But I think at this point they could make sense. Lonzo definitely has a higher upside because of his age,
Yeah,
so
he's only 23, man, and he's getting better every year.
It's a great signing,
We signed him to a 4-year, $85 million deal, so about almost a year less, but about the same money as DeRozan, so a little bit more.
Okay,
but man, we got a starting 5 of Levine, Lonzo, DeMar DeRozan, Patrick Williams, because he's going to hopefully ball out this year. And then we got Vooch. That's a dope starting lineup, man. And then we have great depth. We still got Kobe White. We still got Lowry for now. That's another thing I'm going to hit on here. Apparently, the Bulls are not done in free agency. The Bulls are still looking to sign and trade Lowry Markkanen. They're looking to get him off the team. They don't think he's a good fit. Looking to get him out of here. They've been in talks with the Timberwolves apparently about a trade. Apparently they haven't really said too much. They said it could be for Jarrett Culver, a 2019 number 6 pick. So I mean, who knows?
We'll see what happens, but I can fully assume that they're gonna keep going if they already did this,
Yeah. So I mean, as of right now, I'm looking at just the Bulls just getting just depth pieces at this point, just finding good, decent free agent depth pieces that they can
same afford. With the Lakers,
because believe it or not, even with the bringing Caruso, DeMar, and Lonzo in, we're still below cap. We haven't reached cap yet. We still have money to spend. So I
wonder how it feels.
It seems like the new GMs are just pulling no punches, man. They're making great deals. They're managing the cap, managing money. I love it, man. And next year, when free agency, when there's tons of all-stars that are free agents, I expect these guys to be in. They're going to try to get somebody else.
And they're trying to build a foundation for that now.
Exactly. And I mean, that just means maybe the next couple of years we competing for a finals. We're going to be in contention. Which, man, look at what Garpax did in 10 years, and look what these guys are doing in 2. So they were able to do it somehow. It's like, man, I'm super excited about it. So I'm just super kind of questioning what's going to happen next. Like, who are they going to go after? I haven't seen any rumors about what the next piece to fall is going to be. But that's all I have for the Bulls, at least. Okay. A lot of exciting news, though, man. I'm super excited. I've never been more excited for a season here in a while.
It's a whole turnaround for them, like over the last 2 years to where they are now.
I'm gonna start watching games, like each game now. Keeping up with everything. But as far as Eagles, man, Eagles have restructured contracts with Derek Barnett and Lane Johnson. They freed up cap space, and apparently they have up to like 14 million cap space now. Okay. So they've been working them books right now.
Trying to sure up some ends here and see what else they can end up doing before the season starts.
Yeah, they said that there's no rush. They're not really, the move wasn't made to go out and get other players as of right now. Apparently it's just free up cap space.
Okay.
So who knows, like maybe during the season someone gets hurt, use some of that money, get some like a free agent or something, like who knows, someone that's out there. Let me see here. Nick Sirianni, I told you this the other day, not on camera though, but Nick Sirianni stopped practice for about an hour in the other day, gathered the team together to point out that the performance was not up to snuff. He saw a teaching moment that applied to the season. How do you respond after a slow start? Ryan Kerrigan, who we picked up, said that the finish to practice was much crisper and cleaner at that point. And apparently he's since done that a couple times where he just stops practice and just lays into the team, bro. It's like, this dude, he seems super energetic and nice, but man, if he's not seeing something, he's going to make sure it's corrected. He's not.
Right.
I saw something from yesterday. Apparently the offense lined up wrong and he like let him have it. Apparently like he like this, he's saying this is unacceptable. Can't be having this. Like
it is though. He's right.
Yeah, exactly.
The NFL.
So, I mean, I'm glad that he can be that dude that can lead and be the nice dude, but he could also like, hey, you need to straighten this shit up. Like, come on now, be the strict coach. Which I feel like Doug. I feel like I never really saw or heard about that side of Doug. He was kind of like, I don't know,
super carefree.
I feel like he let Howie and shit do all that kind of stuff. Darius Slay. On if he's excited to play for his former team, the Lions, this season. He said, not anymore. If Patricia was there, I'd be very excited.
Yeah, exactly. He's just looking forward to a preseason matchup with the Patriots.
Yeah. Speaking of your boys, we picked up a former Patriot. We scooped Obi Melifonwu. I don't know if you recognize him. And wide receiver Andre Payton from the Chargers, apparently. We scooped them up. I don't know if they're going to be on the roster, if they're going to make the action,
right.
But just saw they were big enough that the team actually announced them on the Twitter page. So I was like, oh, I'll see. But it might not be worth anything, but oh well. Miles Sanders said that he, Devonte Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Zach Ertz worked out a lot this offseason, which is surprising. I didn't know Zach Ertz was out there working out with the team, but apparently he was out there working out with Jalen Hurts and the rest of the squad.
With individual players, right. Like, he was like, I'll go work out with these motherfuckers, but I'm not going to the facility.
Yeah. So, I mean, and it seems like as of right now, I mean, I have that here too. Howie Roseman said that he expects Zach Ertz to be on the roster come the season. So, I mean, it looks like Zach Ertz might be sticking it out here in Philly for the season, which apparently
Philly just held out.
They're just like, hey, man, we'll hold. We'll just wait. We'll wait till you change your mind. Apparently he's looked great in training camp. Apparently Hurts has really developed a bond with him, and Goddard as well. A little bad news, but it's nothing major. Devonta Smith has a knee sprain. Apparently he's going to miss the first couple preseason games. Ryan Kerrigan has an issue with his wrist, I guess. And Derek Barnett has like kind of a hamstring injury. But the Eagles, Nick Sirianni has announced that every injury on the Eagles right now doesn't affect week one. They're all going to be playing on week one.
Nice.
He
That's
came out
great
and said
to
that
hear.
today. He said none of these injuries affect week one status. They're all going to be playing. Devontae was out there today. Like, he wasn't participating, but he was out there on the jugs machine getting catches.
Trying to still practice.
He was still practicing. He just wasn't with the team. And I mean, Sirianni also said that they're so confident with his work ethic and what he's already done in training camp that they're not worried about him missing these practices as of right now because he's already proved that he knows everything.
Yeah, and he'll make up whatever,
Exactly. Speaking of Nick Sirianni, Lane Johnson said that Nick showed the team a video of Kobe Bryant shooting several air balls during a game in his rookie season. Goal was to show that even the greats have to get through the bad times.
Right. Just trying to motivate him a little bit there.
Yeah, man. And that's awesome, man. And Nick Sirianni, I everything I hear about this dude, I keep watching his press conferences. I love him more and more each day, man. I like it. Hopefully it translates well to the actual team, though.
Hopefully they listen to him.
And it seems like everybody's buying in, and it seems like people are buying in to Jalen Hurts, too. Apparently, after every single practice so far, Jalen Hurts has met with the wide receivers and tight ends. He's met with them
and get some more work.
Yeah, they address what worked well and what didn't and what they need to work on. Devonta Smith said that Hurts is the type of guy you want leading the team. And it seems like every turn and every person you talk to, they just say that Hurts is that dude. Like, Hurts is the leader. He's the one that everybody's rallying behind, which you didn't really see this much with Wentz. And, you didn't really get that feeling that Wentz was the actual leader, that people were there and sticking up for him. This is a whole different vibe that I'm getting with Jalen Hurts than I am with Carson Wentz. It's weird.
It's what you want to see out of your quarterback.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm excited. Let me see here. Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith have been putting extra work in whenever they're not even after practice or before practice. They get out there early and they're putting extra work in. Even when they're not at, organization mandated practices, they're out there working either in the gym, but they're together.
Right.
But I mean, I'm happy, man. Devonta Smith said that he also hangs out with Darius Slay a lot. Apparently he's been talking with Darius Slay to kind of see what he can do better. And then Darius Slay also said that he's also learning some things by guarding Devonta Smith as well. So, I mean,
trying to just improve each other's game,
Exactly, which is awesome, man. So it's awesome to see Darius Slay, who's they kind of rank him around a top 10 CB. Depends who you talk to. So, I mean, for a rookie wide receiver to be getting tips and working with that cornerback, it'd be like working with Stephon Gilmore or something, getting a dope wide receiver to work with someone like that to sharpen their skills. That's going to make them that much better.
Right.
And the last thing I have here for the Eagles, we are over 90% vaccinated for the team.
Damn. Okay.
We are almost good to go.
I saw Washington flip the script and they're up to 84% now.
They're probably having some talks.
Ron Rivera was screaming at him.
Listen, you put my health at risk, or you could leave. We'll trade you somewhere. I'll trade you Jacksonville or something. But that's the last thing I have here as far as the bias bubble. As of right now, man, my excitement is at an all-time high for the Eagles and for the Bulls at the same time. This is a pretty new thing, man. I'm not used to this. I'm excited all around.
You're going to just be let down in a couple weeks, man.
It could be, man. Could be. I got a lot of time for the Bulls letdown to happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left for us to be let down by the Lakers and the Bulls, but I feel like the Patriots and the Eagles could let us down a lot more.
Exactly.
Sooner,
Which, even if they let me down, I won't be fully surprised because it is a young team with a new coaching staff and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, who knows? The Flyers, they made a lot of moves in free agency so far. I like the moves. I'm not super into the hockey world, so I understand some of what the moves mean, but I'm like, oh yeah, this is great signing because I don't know who some of these players are. So
right.
I'm excited for the Flyers when the season comes. But as of right now, man, I'm super excited for the Bulls and the Eagles, especially more so the Eagles since the season's only a couple weeks away now.
Exactly.
But you know what that means, man. We are on to the crazy sports fact of the podcast. And this is a crazy one that I wasn't expecting to do tonight. But no player who was drafted first overall in the NBA draft has ever played for the Indiana Pacers.
Ever.
The franchise joined the NBA in the 1976.
Ever.
No player who was drafted first overall in the NBA draft has ever played for the Pacers.
I wonder if that means like they've drafted number 1 overall and traded the pick or something.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
That's crazy.
But at least they've never drafted over number 1 overall, or they've never had someone that's been drafted number 1.
It's been like almost 40 years.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
the crazy sports that Indiana just can't win, man. They had one tiny window there with Paul George, and that's about it.
They had another window back when the Malice at the Palace happened too, but then that should happen.
Yeah.
And
True. But that's the show for this week. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to go follow us on Twitter at SquadPodSports, and check out all of our other content on YouTube as well. And we'll see everybody next week.
peace.
Peace.
Pod.